Okay, so I want to tell you a story today, and that story is about me and me streaming on Twitch. So I've been streaming now for about the last 2 years or so, but really been seriously doing it for the last year. And in that time, I've absolutely fell in love with it. I have built a small community. I have everyday watchers. I took my stream from looking like this to looking like this. It's been a great journey for me. I absolutely love it. I tell everybody when I'm done streaming, I probably do about an hour worth of video editing, and then I go to sleep, and every night I go to sleep with a big smile on my face. So yeah, it's been awesome. That being said though, in the last 2 years, I made every mistake you could possibly make, and I want to share that with you today. So my name's Josh, and I'm Fat Guy Fun Time, and here's the top 5 things I wish I knew 2 years ago. Let's start off by saying that I had to narrow down 150 mistakes to my top 5. And I've been working on this for like a week. I wrote down a bunch of them. I crossed a bunch out. Long story short, I narrowed it down to what I think applies to most people. So let's dive right in. Okay, so number 5 on my list is what quality should I stream in? I made the big mistake of always trying to stream at 1080p, 60 frames a second. And there's a couple mistakes here. So if one of those big streamers who is partnered, right, streams at 1080p, 60 frames a second, they should, because they have transcoding, which basically means that they can stream at a high quality. And if the viewer doesn't have the connection to maintain that quality, they could bump it down. If you're like me and you're not a partner, you don't get transcoding all the time, okay? Which means that if somebody is coming into your stream for the first time and their connection can't handle 1080p, 60 frames a second, then this is gonna happen. And that's really bad. They're probably gonna leave, okay? Think of it like this. If you're watching Avengers Endgame 4K, your mind's gonna be blown, right? It's gonna be amazing. But if I had a DVD of Avengers Endgame and I watched it on DVD, yeah, look, I'm still gonna watch it. It's still gonna be okay. The content's still amazing, okay? However, if I was watching that same movie on 4K and it paused every 5 seconds, I wouldn't be able to do it, okay? Even though it's one of the best movies of all time, I wouldn't be able to do it, right? So that's how you have to think of your content, right? You want the biggest concern here is that you keep it smooth throughout the entire delivery of what you're doing, okay? So there's a couple of things to consider here. Can your hardware actually maintain it? And I understand that a lot of new chips that have come out recently, not to mention the fact that there's touring edition cards, all this stuff means that you can probably hit these numbers. Now, the other thing to consider here is your viewers. So there's a couple of things. Maybe they don't have the best computer that they're watching on. Maybe they're sharing their Wi-Fi with 5 other people. Maybe they're sharing their neighbor's Wi-Fi and it's really bad. Maybe they're a mobile viewer, like half the viewers on Twitch, and they don't have a great phone or don't have a great connection. When they come into your stream and you're streaming at too high of a quality and they can't turn it down, they're not going to be able to see you. And it's going to pause every 5 seconds. It's not good. It's going to buffer. It's silly. So here's my recommendation for stream quality. 720p, 60 frames a second, set to 4500 bitrate. If you put your settings at this, most people that watch Twitch are going to be able to see your stream in good quality, and it's going to be smooth. Okay, number 4. You have to decide if you want to be a streamer or do you want to be a gamer. Okay, so I stream on Twitch, and this platform is a video game based platform, and I play video games on here. But the mistake that I made when I started off was the fact that that's all I was doing. So there was a little green screen me, and then there was the game behind me, just like every other Twitch stream, okay? And I was playing a video game, and I can't tell you how many times someone would come in and either I didn't know how to interact or I missed the interaction because I was too involved in the game, okay? So here's my advice. I decided I was going to be a streamer. And if that's what you want to do, the number 1 priority that happens when you're streaming is your interaction with your audience. There's a couple of reasons. Number 1, they deserve it, okay? They're supporting you just by watching, okay? You want your viewership to go up, so when they come in, they need your attention, okay? they may subscribe to your channel or give you bits, and God bless them for doing it, but that means that you need to give them your attention. They deserve it. That's what this platform is about. This is about us coming together, okay, bonding and interacting. I mean, we're connecting over video games. We're connecting over this interaction, our mutual love of what we're doing right now, 90% of the time. So please make sure that the number one thing that you do is be a streamer, not a gamer. Okay, number 3. So when I learned to interact with chat, like I told you about number 4, I did that. I interacted with chat with a lot more, and then I would play video games. So I covered 2 things. I would interact. I would be entertaining because I would be talking to people, and then in my gameplay was there. And by the way, gameplay, if you're really great at games, awesome. If you suck at games, awesome, right? The gameplay is there. It's almost the backdrop, right? The interaction is the most important thing. But that's where I stopped, and that was the mistake, okay? So Twitch gives you this blank canvas in which you can stream pretty much whatever content as long as it fits the guidelines, okay? So once I figured that out, I started adding more content to my stream. And this was a big deal because this fills in gaps, right? Because a lot of times, look, there's really great moments or there's bad moments, there's peaks and valleys throughout my stream. So to fill in some of those valleys, right, I added different content. So I have promos, I have commercials that I made, right, that are fun and entertaining, and they do a couple of things. They keep my stream light, they keep it entertaining, and they also remind people that they can subscribe, and that helps my channel out, right? It also shows them that there's a place that you can see me other than Twitch. There's YouTube, and there's Instagram, and there's Twitter, right? So like these videos serve a different purpose. On top of that, I added graphics to my channel to kind of fill in the gap. I had music playing in the background. I had a piano for a little while, right? I added a green screen with different green screen effects. I have filters that change up my camera angles. I use all the tools that are at my disposal to keep my stream entertaining. So take advantage of all this stuff. And by the way, just so you know, I'm going to put a link in the description, and there should be a little thing that pops up here that shows you a video or 2 that I have on how to accomplish some of these things. And now it's time for an intermission with a quick Warzone clip of me winning the game. Guy right behind him. Oh my God! And this might be a good time to remind you that my name is Josh. I am Fat Guy Funtime. I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. My schedule says I stream for 3 hours, but to be honest with you, lately, I am so in love with this game, Call of Duty, Warzone, that I'm streaming for like 4, 5, 6 hours at a stint. So go ahead, come on over, links in the description. Drop in, have some fun with us. I have a great community. They're amazing, super supportive, and they will welcome you with open arms. And you should join our Discord as well. Get me on Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9. All the links in the descriptions. Now let's get back to the video. Number 2. Okay, so number 2 is like a multi-level mistake that's going to take some explaining, but I think it's really important to go over. Okay, so when I first started streaming, I didn't know anything about streaming at all. I didn't know about what OBS was. I didn't know what overlays were. None of that, right? So what I did was I downloaded Streamlabs like a lot of people do, and I went into their pre-made overlays, and I picked one that was super flashly and amazing, and it looked okay, right? So level 1 of this mistake was I picked a really overdone animated overlay, okay? When you're picking out an overlay, try to make it simple. Make sure you have the resources to run it, okay? And know that that is not what you're going to be streaming with in the next 6 months, okay? Level 2 of this mistake is not evolving. So I picked that overlay and I kept it the same for a while. So A, it was overdone. B, I kept it too long. It wasn't customized. Someone would look at my stream and I looked like an amateur. Okay. So then I recognized that mistake and I tried to make my own. Okay, this is level 3 of this mistake. I put so much time and planning and effort into that it actually cut into my streaming and content creation. So I lost my balance. I did too much of the planning and not enough of the actual doing. So I have a couple pieces of advice here. When you're picking out an overlay, pick out something simple and professional that you can start with. Be completely okay that you're not going to use it in the next couple of months. Make sure you evolve your stream and do it in a balanced way, so you give yourself time to be creative and stream. And then lastly, when you're picking out these pre-made overlays, they a lot of times they come with alerts and stuff, and you need to have alerts. So make sure you pick the ones that you like. But then one of those evolutions should be creating custom alerts and custom things on your stream. Okay, now there's a ton of content out there that you can look up, and I happen to actually have a video that I'll post up here, and it'll be in the links as well. Click on that. It shows you how to make custom alerts. Custom alerts are really engaging, and they can be fun and creative. Just try it out. Okay. Did I say this correctly? Was that? Yeah, I think that. So three mistakes in one right there. So take it for what it is. Okay, so now my number one thing that I made mistakes on that you shouldn't do, be consistent, okay? And this is across all fronts. I streamed on Twitch for a while. I didn't have a schedule. I didn't do other social media under Fat Guy Fun Time. I didn't make YouTube content. You need to be accessible and consistent for your audience. Okay, so that means having a schedule for your streaming. That means using and uploading content to other platforms. And by the way, if you haven't heard of him already, his name's Harris Heller. He's on the Alpha Gaming channel. He says it perfectly. Create content on more discoverable platforms, and then find your audience and move that audience over to Twitch. Okay, it's a great piece of advice. Everybody should follow it. But the number one thing for you, because not everybody can make content as much as they like, the number one thing for you is be consistent in this effort. This is what you want to do. You have decided that this is your thing. This is your new hobby, or maybe even your new career if you're lucky enough. So make consistent content, stream consistent on a schedule, make it easy for people to find you and continue to find you going forward. Okay, there you have it. Those are the top 5 pitfalls that I've made while streaming on Twitch over the last 2 years. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it helps you out. And if it did, leave a comment below. And if you thought this was stupid or a waste of time, also leave a comment below. But if you like the content, click the subscribe button, click the bell button so you can get alerted to future videos that are coming out. Hopefully I'm going to be doing this every week, mostly about streaming content, but some gaming content too. Or if you'd like to chat with me live, come on over to my Twitch channel or join us on Discord. I have the schedule and the links listed below. Now, it is time for me to go play some video games, but before you come over and hang out with us, go ahead and check out the green screen video that I have listed up here for you, and also check out the custom alerts down here. Both of these things have helped me out a lot in the past, and maybe they'll help you out too. Have a great day. Peace.